So, here we are at the beginning of this journey. My stuff happened basically when I was 18. I had glandular fever, which a lot of you will probably go, oh, yeah, classic. You know, you have glandular fever, don't fully recover from it, your immune system gets complete bashing, and then you get ME, which is pretty much how it goes. So that's what happened with me, and then 4 months after my husband and I got married, I was taken into hospital because I was having like these weird shakes and stuff. And, you know, people thought I was fishing, but I was totally lucid through it, and my thing was like, this is just my body going, I've had enough, I'm stopping. But people didn't listen to me, so that was annoying. So I was taken into hospital, loads of blood tests and x-rays and blah, blah, blah. Had a sleepless night in hospital, and basically couldn't walk. So I went from walking one day to not being able to walk the next day. And then I had physio in the morning. And they kept on going, well, I don't want you to hurt yourself, I don't want you to hurt yourself, but keep on pushing. And I was like, well, it's hurting to breathe even, so that's just a bit stupid, isn't it? But after they did a little bit of physio with me, they said that I should try and sit up for 3 hours. I still can't sit up for 3 hours, like 7 and a bit years later. But they forced me to, and I was sort of like, by the end of it, I was like leaning over that horrible hospital table that you get, the really hard one, like this. And I thought, oh dear, this is the beginning of something not very nice, basically. Now, I had the advantage that my dad actually had ME for 5 and a bit years when we were younger, and he's now better. So it's like, I had the thing of, I'm pretty sure this is ME because of the symptoms, because he had glandular fever as well and that kind of thing. And that's how his happened. His happened very quickly. He was walking back from work one day and he suddenly just had to sit down and basically stayed there for 3 hours, and one person drove by and was like, you're still here, do you need a lift? So anyway, so that's what happened with Dad. What was I saying? It's the brain fog. Can't remember. Anyway, so so I'd had these like clues, so I was kind of going, this is ME, but don't do that because doctors don't really like diagnosing ME, and they think that if you've already decided that something is something, then it's all psychological and stuff, which is just annoying because I was right. But hey, anyway, never mind. So then the reason they kept me in overnight was because they wanted to do a CT scan the next day, and then my husband collected me at 3 o'clock, and he was just like, oh my goodness, you look terrible. I know. And took me home, and that's when everything just sort of went, okay, this is my new life. Obviously I wasn't like, this is it forever, but I was very much of the opinion that rather than sort of going, oh, I've lost everything kind of thing, which I pretty much had, apart from my husband, which was very nice, it was like, okay, this is what it is, let's get on with it. And I think that's quite a good attitude to have, just for me anyway, has been really helpful, because, you know, when your hands go like that and you can't do anything with them for like days, which happens to me, instead of going, oh, it's so annoying, you just kind of go, okay, so I won't be doing any writing today. I've still got hair, look, it's ridiculous. So I had lots of hospital visits and tests, and each test came back with, you're fine, you're normal, which is really unhelpful, but anyway. But they have to kind of test for things, because very similar symptoms are with like MS and motor neurons disease and stuff like that, which obviously you kind of have to have a diagnosis for that. Whereas ME just takes forever to get diagnosed. It took me about 3 years to get a diagnosis for ME. Which also meant that I wasn't able to have any blue badge or disability living allowance for that period of time, because if you don't have a diagnosis, you don't have the right to the benefits. Just kind of messed up, people. But anyway, enough about that. So that is how I've been. I had basically 6 months just being bedridden, as my body kind of just went, oh wow, what's happening? And then gradually started living with it. I did a lot of mistakes. I had like a lot of boom and bust where you think that you've got the energy but you actually haven't. And it wasn't until sort of I got my diagnosis that I was referred to an occupational therapist, and they recommended that I make a diary of all the activities that I do, even like brushing my teeth, brushing my hair, going downstairs, because at the time I lived in a place with stairs, which was mental, because poor darling husband had to give me a piggyback upstairs every night. It's not very good for his back, but that was our life, so that was okay. So I'm actually forgetting what I'm saying, so I'm stalling. What was it?